Hey guys, wait a minute. Is that a keyboard? Okay, I think I got another one here. This video is going to be special because my kind friend sent out his new keyboard to me to have it modded, assembled, and reviewed. So, special thanks to him for doing so. This is not mine, by the way. I'll be sending it back to him. Now, this keyboard is a special one, and some of you may or may not have heard it. It's the AWS84. This is a budget-friendly keyboard that I think you guys might enjoy. It's a 75% layout. So, this is going to be exciting because I've never used this layout before, and I know a lot of you love the 75% layout. So this is a bare bones kit, meaning it comes without keycaps or key switches or without both. Bare bones kit benefits a lot if you're planning to switch out the stock keycaps or key switches of a new keyboard. So might as well buy it bare without them, right? Saves money and space. Okay, enough talking. Let's open this thing, shall we? Because I'm super excited. We've got the bare looking keyboard here. By the way, he got the ones with the red Kale linear switches, but I'm gonna switch them out later. And we have some extras, which are the key switch puller, keycap puller, a white 1.8 meter USB-C cable, and a detachable magnetic keyboard stand. Cool. From the first looks of it, the build is solid and feels great. For a plastic case, it feels really sturdy. I really like the magnetic detachable stand. I don't use it that often because it doesn't bother me that much. But I like that it is magnetized and an option to either use or not. At the back, we've got two toggle switches. There is an on and off switch. If you're planning to use the wireless mode, you can turn it on. To disable it, turn it off. You get what I mean. The other toggle switch is to toggle between Bluetooth or the dongle. There are 3 modes for this keyboard. You can either use it through Bluetooth, dongle, or wired. The white cable is the typical normal cable you get from a keyboard kit. The USB-C port is not obstructive and allows for any sized cables to be used. Though why bother with wires when you can use a Bluetooth? But it's also important for when you want to charge the battery anyways. Oh, if you've noticed, there's 2 USB pass-through that may bring convenience for someone who wants an easier access to the USB port of your PC or laptop. For instance, you can use it for your wireless mouse dongle or for an occasional data transfer from your phone or even charging. And the extras that come with it are the key switch puller and keycap puller, which also does its job pretty well. So far, so good. And here we've got the... Oh look, the Mr. Turkey and Rooster decided to join in on the fun. Exciting. Okay, move along. Anyways, okay, my friend wanted tactiles, so I'll be switching out the switches with Akko Blue Ocean. Akko switches are amazing. This is my second time using them, and I gotta say, Akko's products are very consistent in quality, packaging, and reasonable pricing. Definitely worth it. Wait, stop there. Before we get into greasing the switches, I'm gonna open this keyboard up. I feel like this keyboard could benefit with some foam modding. So I got a pre-cut EVA foam to add more padding inside the keyboard to make it sound a lot nicer and thocky. I mean, who doesn't like thocky keyboards, am I right? I'm all about supporting local shops in Malaysia, so if you're looking to pick up some pre-cut foam for yourself, check out the Click and Clack shop. They've got a bunch of keyboard stuff on there too. Of course, I'm just gonna open it up and gently and neatly insert it inside. Oh wait, I forgot to mention that I'll be using some shelf liners to reduce the hollow sound of the keyboard, but using too much of this will reduce a lot of that bulky sound, so I would suggest to use it sparingly. By the way, the switch plate is made of steel and makes it still sound really good. Plus, I realized that it's easy to hot swap because the switch fit on the plate is perfect. Now, as for the fun part, I'm just gonna take some warm hot cocoa, turn on some good music, and begin lubing the switches. It's actually very therapeutic, and I recommend anyone to just give it a try because it's very relaxing. By the way, Akko's individual switch packaging is on point. It makes a great lubing station for the switches. Most of the time when I order switches, it comes all in one plastic bag, but for Akko's, it's like a box of tiny chocolates. Okay, we're almost there. As for the keycaps, he's going for the simple black on white keycaps with Japanese hiragana sub-legends. I know some of you like the look of Japanese characters because it does make it look cool and unique. Some of you may even like anime or just trying to learn Japanese. You can find these keycaps almost anywhere in the market. It's very affordable too. These are cherry profile and made of PBT plastic, which makes it really nice to type with. If you are planning to get these for yourself, the links are down below in the description. Did I mention the top frame of the keyboard, aka the shroud, can be taken off if needed to? Let's say if you like the floating key style look, then you can remove it. Or you could spray paint it to a different color. I'm not really a fan of seeing the sides of the key switches, so the shroud on looks good enough for me. I also got a really good resin keycap to go with the keyboard. I think it looks great on, just to spice up the look a little bit more. Okay, finally, here's the sound test. Overall, my final thoughts on this keyboard is I have nothing bad to say about it. It's stunning for the price and quality. It's definitely worth it. Like if you don't want to spend too much on an expensive GMMK Pro, I mean that keyboard is gorgeous. But if you want something more easy on the pocket kind of keyboard, I got you. The AWS84 is for you. It makes a great entry-level mechanical keyboard. It's a 75% layout that still maintains the amount of keys of a TKL. It's nice for people who use the F keys a lot and want certain keys to be closer to the mouse. Now, as for getting used to the layout thing, if you're coming from a regular user of the standard full-size keyboard or TKL layout, it might take some time getting used to the compact key clusters being closer together, like the smaller shift and 1U-sized modifiers on the right side, which may in turn make it a little bit hard for you to find keycaps compatible to that layout. The downside of this keyboard is not having any available software to download. I mean, I can't seem to find it anywhere. Do you guys know about it? Anyways, it doesn't have the RGB lighting option, but I know some people don't mind just having only white light instead. There are about 10 lighting effects. Having a software for a keyboard could be important for those that want to add special macros or change the lighting options, but if you can't be bothered with software, then this one's for you. If you've noticed, the AWS84 is similar to the RK84. Apparently, it is made from the same manufacturer from China, except that AWS84 is more on the bare bones kit. I think keyboard brands out there should really start making ones with the bare bones kit option to cater more to those that are on a budget and eventually are going to change out their stock keycaps and key switches anyways. I hope my friend enjoys his keyboard as much as I do once I send it to him. So that's all for this video. If you really like this video, you would be a subscriber by now, come on. Subscribe to my channel, Wansha's Lina. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.